And I had to file bankrupt under Joe Biden. Too many suits.
Damn.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown filed for bankruptcy after earning over $80 million and now faces attempted murder charges. Adrien Peterson made $100 million but has a negative net worth, with creditors seizing his luxury cars. And Henry Ruggs III is serving prison time after a fatal DUI crash that destroyed his promising career and drained his finances. These are 10 of the dumbest NFL players who are currently broke, starting with Antonio Brown. Storming off the field shirtless mid-game might grab headlines, but it's the financial decisions behind closed doors that truly define a career's aftermath. Antonio Brown's story is one of meteoric rise followed by a spectacular fall, where a blend of unchecked ego, impulsive decisions, and a string of controversies eroded what could have been a lasting legacy in the NFL. Starting as an underdog from Central Michigan University, drafted in the 6th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2010, Brown quickly became one of the league's most electrifying wide receivers. His on-field prowess, including precise routes and acrobatic catches, earned him 7 Pro Bowl selections and a spot on the NFL 2010's All-Decade team. The turning point came around 2018 to 2019, when his behavior started alienating teams and fans alike. After a stellar run with the Steelers, he forced his way out through public feuds, social media rants, and skipped practices. Traded to the Oakland Raiders, he never played a game for them due to helmet disputes, frostbitten feet from a cryotherapy mishap, and more outbursts, leading to his release before the season started. This pattern repeated with the New England Patriots, who cut ties amid sexual assault allegations. His brief stint with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers brought a Super Bowl ring alongside Tom Brady, but even that ended dramatically in January 2022, when he stormed off the field shirtless, waving to the crowd, effectively ending his NFL career. What makes Brown's downfall particularly self-sabotaging is how he squandered opportunities through avoidable missteps. He surrounded himself with enablers rather than sound advisors, investing in volatile ventures like cryptocurrency during its peak hype, only to watch values plummet. Legal battles piled up from former trainers, assault claims, and unpaid bills from extravagant lifestyles. By mid-2024, the weight became unbearable as he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Florida, revealing a stark contrast between his past, earnings, and current reality. His own reflection on the bankruptcy captures the desperation of his situation.
And I had to file bankrupt under Joe Biden. Too many suits.
Damn.
Yeah.
Super Bowl with Trump.
Yeah.
And then filing shit with Joe Biden.
You feel me? You want me to
Straight
do
up. No, you don't have to look deeper into it.
Even as he dabbled in music, releasing rap albums under the moniker AB and arena football ownership, these ventures flopped. In 2025, his troubles escalated into criminal territory when he fled to Dubai for months to evade U.S. authorities before being extradited back for charges related to attempted murder stemming from a Miami boxing event shootout. This drained whatever resources he had left through legal fees. Today, he clings to his Florida home, protected by state homestead laws, but his overall financial state remains precarious. Brown's impulsive decisions destroyed his fortune, but this next running back's trust in the wrong people led to an equally devastating fall. Adrien Peterson. Earning over $100 million in a career should guarantee financial security for life, yet sometimes the people you trust the most become the architects of your downfall. Adrien Peterson's journey from a small-town Texas phenom to NFL legend is laced with triumphs overshadowed by personal pitfalls that led to his current financial quagmire. Nicknamed All Day for his relentless running style, Peterson burst onto the scene after being drafted 7th overall by the Minnesota Vikings in 2007. His powerful legs and vision made him a force, culminating in the 2012 MVP award after rushing for over 2,000 yards just a year post-ACL tear, a comeback that inspired many. Yet Peterson's off-field life painted a different picture, one of family complexities and financial misjudgments that eroded his stability. Father to multiple children from various relationships, he faced mounting child support obligations that strained his resources. These weren't just routine payments, but court battles over amounts and compliance that added layers of stress and legal costs. Compounding this were high-interest loans he took out during career highs, often to fund lavish purchases or support an extended circle of family and friends. Advisors warned him about the risks, but Peterson, trusting in his earning potential, borrowed against future paychecks at exorbitant rates, creating a debt spiral that outlasted his playing days. The devastating reality of his financial situation became clear through the numbers.
Probably made $100 million, is broke and negative net worth at this point. A lot of bad business dealings, had a financial advisor who he is now accusing of getting him into a loan where the interest is now worth more than the amount he borrowed.
Retiring in 2021, Peterson attempted pivots like celebrity boxing matches and poker tournaments to generate income, but these yielded mixed results at best. A notable low came in 2024 when a Houston judge ordered him to surrender assets, including luxury cars like a BMW, to satisfy creditors. Legal woes extended beyond finances with a 2014 child abuse charge, and more recently in 2025, arrests for DWI and unlawful weapon possession in Texas, further depleting funds through bail and attorneys. Peterson's narrative is a cautionary tale of how even the most disciplined athletes on the field can falter off it. Peterson trusted the wrong financial advisor, while this next quarterback's generosity and poor investments created his financial nightmare, Vince Young. Leading your team to a national championship with a legendary Rose Bowl performance should set you up for life, but when you're buying out entire restaurants for strangers, that security evaporates quickly. Vince Young's career is a classic tale of untapped potential colliding with personal missteps, where a quarterback who once embodied promise ended up as a symbol of what could have been. Hailing from Houston, Texas, Young's defining moment came in the 2006 Rose Bowl, leading the Longhorns to a national championship with a dramatic fourth-down touchdown run against USC, a play that etched him into college lore. Drafted 3rd overall by the Tennessee Titans in 2006, he burst onto the pro scene, earning Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. But Young's trajectory veered off course due to a series of self-inflicted wounds that highlighted deeper issues with decision-making and emotional stability. Early on, tensions with coaches like Jeff Fisher simmered, fueled by Young's frustration over playing time, leading to public disputes. Off the field, his nightlife became legendary for the wrong reasons, with lavish parties at places like the Cheesecake Factory, where he'd reportedly buy out the restaurant for hundreds of guests, treating friends, family, and even strangers to extravagant nights out. This generosity, while endearing, stemmed from a lack of boundaries. He surrounded himself with a large entourage that drained resources without providing sound guidance. Financial advisors tried to intervene, but Young dismissed warnings, investing in risky ventures like a failed steakhouse chain and high-end real estate that didn't pan out, all while accumulating loans to maintain his lifestyle. By 2014, the weight of it all culminated in a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in Houston, exposing how far he'd fallen from his multi-million-dollar contracts. His reflection on the bankruptcy filing reveals how unprepared he was for the financial reality he faced.
What was it like filing for bankruptcy?
It was embarrassing when you didn't know what bankruptcy was all about. After you sit down with a bankruptcy lawyer and he goes in detail and explain about it's more so protection, so people can't take things from you and take your money.
The core issues included a blind trust in unreliable people, including a financial manager who allegedly mishandled funds and an inability to adapt to life without the NFL spotlight. In 2025, Young's life has stabilized somewhat as he works in community outreach at the University of Texas, mentoring young athletes, but lingering legal tussles over old loans keep him in a modest existence, far from the luxury he once knew. Young's generosity bankrupted him, but this next Hall of Famer's obsession with luxury items created an even more absurd downfall. Warren Sapp, owning hundreds of pairs of Air Jordans and a lion skin rug might seem like the ultimate flex, but when you lose your Super Bowl ring in bankruptcy court, the flex becomes a cautionary tale. Warren Sapp's path through the NFL reads like a Shakespearean drama, a dominant force who conquered the league only to be felled by his own excesses and lack of foresight. Born in Orlando, Florida, Sapp's raw power and quickness made him a standout at the University of Miami, where he helped win a national title. Drafted 12th overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1995, he revolutionized the defensive tackle position, anchoring the famed Tampa 2 defense that led to a Super Bowl victory in 2003. Yet, Sapp's off-field habits sowed the seeds of his downfall, revealing a man who lived for the moment without eyeing the horizon. Known for his love of luxury, he amassed an absurd collection of items, including hundreds of Air Jordan sneakers, exotic rugs like a lion skin, and high-end watches that symbolized his unchecked spending. He indulged in opulent homes, including a massive Windermere mansion, and supported a wide circle of family and friends, often footing bills without question. Advisors cautioned him about saving for post-career life, but Sapp, buoyed by his earnings and fame, ignored them, diving into failed investments and accumulating debts from unpaid taxes, alimony, and child support. Legal troubles mounted with domestic disputes, assault charges, and a 2015 arrest for soliciting prostitution that cost him his NFL Network job. severing a key income stream. By 2012, the facade crumbled when he filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in South Florida, a desperate bid to liquidate assets amid overwhelming obligations. The filing painted a vivid picture of extravagance gone awry, and he even lost his Super Bowl ring in the process, a heartbreaking symbol of squandered glory. As of 2025, Sapp has found a new chapter as a defensive line coach for the Colorado Buffaloes under Deion Sanders, a role that reignites his passion for the game and provides steady work, though not the riches of his playing days. He's spoken candidly about his mistakes, admitting the bankruptcy was a necessary reset to avoid jail over support payments, and now emphasizes financial literacy in talks with young players. Living modestly compared to his peak, Sapp's journey illustrates how unchecked appetites can strip away even the most fortified empires. Sapp collected sneakers obsessively, while this next receiver's collection of luxury cars and celebrity drama burned through his fortune. Rison. Dating a celebrity who literally burns down your mansion should be a wake-up call about lifestyle choices, but for some athletes, the warning signs go unheeded. Rison's life story unfolds like a high-octane drama, where a gifted athlete's flair for the dramatic on the field mirrored his reckless abandon off it, ultimately leading to a crash that stripped him of his hard-earned fortunes. Born in Flint, Michigan, Rison discovered his passion for football early, shining at Michigan State University before his second-round pick by the Indianapolis Colts in 1989. Nicknamed Bad Moon for his larger-than-life persona, Rison became a key piece in explosive offenses, earning 5 Pro Bowl nods and a Super Bowl ring with the Green Bay Packers in 1997. His peak moments, like torching defenses for over 1,000 yards, multiple seasons, painted him as a wide receiver who could change games with sheer charisma and skill, all while dating celebrities like Lisa Left Eye Lopes of TLC, adding a layer of tabloid intrigue to his profile. However, Rison's downfall stemmed from a pattern of impulsive choices that prioritized flash-over foundation. He embraced a lifestyle of excess, amassing a fleet of over 50 luxury vehicles, including 8 Ferraris, and splurging 7 figures on jewelry alone, habits that screamed invincibility but ignored the fleeting nature of NFL paychecks. Relationships complicated matters as his high-profile romance with Lopes ended in flames, literally, when she burned down his Atlanta mansion in 1994 after an argument, a scandal that foreshadowed his inability to manage personal and financial chaos. Child support obligations from multiple relationships piled up, becoming the tipping point that forced creditors to push him toward bankruptcy court. By 2007, overwhelmed by debts, Rison filed for protection, a move that exposed how his generosity, supporting family, friends, and even community causes, had morphed into unchecked giving without safeguards. He later reflected on blowing through his earnings on late nights and fast cars, admitting the allure of new levels of living blinded him to the risks. Post-NFL, Rison tried to pivot, briefly playing in the CFL and arena leagues, but these stints offered little financial relief. Coaching gigs followed, including high school roles where he mentored young talents on avoiding his pitfalls. As of 2025, Rison has carved out a niche in youth development and occasional media appearances, but his modest existence stands in stark contrast to his glory days. Rison's mansion burned down, but this next quarterback's fortune was stolen by the people closest to him. Kosar. Being betrayed by your own father while battling the physical toll of football creates a uniquely devastating combination that can destroy even the brightest minds. Kosar's narrative is one of intellectual promise derailed by misplaced trust and ambitious ventures, transforming a quarterback genius into a symbol of financial caution for athletes everywhere. Growing up in Boardman, Ohio, Kosar idolized the Cleveland Browns, channeling his sharp mind and arm into a standout career at the University of Miami, where he led the Hurricanes to a national championship in 1983 as a redshirt freshman. His cerebral approach, reading defenses like a chess master, made him a supplemental first-round pick by the Browns in 1985, where he became a fan favorite, guiding the team to 3 AFC championship games in the late 1980s. Known for his sidearm delivery and unflappable poise, Kosar embodied the blue-collar spirit of Cleveland, enduring injuries and team turmoil while amassing over 23,000 passing yards before brief stints with the Dallas Cowboys, where he won a Super Bowl ring as a backup, and Miami Dolphins ended his playing days in 1996. The seeds of Kosar's troubles were sown in his post-career pursuits, where his business acumen, once a strength, backfired through a series of ill-fated decisions. Eager to build a legacy beyond football, he dove into ventures like real estate, magazines, and restaurants, but trusted family and associates who mishandled funds. leading to massive losses. His father, in particular, played a role in swindling him out of millions, a betrayal that compounded other failed investments during the 2008 economic downturn. The physical toll of his playing career has left lasting damage that continues to affect him today.
I've had 40-some surgeries, 80 broken bones, 100 concussions, 15 seizures.
By 2009, the pressure culminated in a Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing, later converted to Chapter 7 liquidation, revealing a chasm between assets and debts exacerbated by a costly divorce, medical bills from lingering injuries, and loans to friends that went unpaid. In the years following, Kosar rebuilt through media work, including Brown's radio gigs and ESPN appearances. Yet challenges persisted, with recent 2024 litigation over botched business deals highlighting ongoing disputes draining resources. His story illustrates the peril of blending personal ties with business. Kosar was betrayed by family, while this next running back was scammed by advisors he considered friends. Clinton Portis. Contemplating revenge against the people who stole your money reveals just how dark the aftermath of financial betrayal can become for retired athletes. Clinton Portis' journey through football is a gripping saga of raw talent clashing with the harsh realities of trust gone wrong, where a running back who once bulldozed defenses found himself overwhelmed by financial predators and his own lapses in judgment. Raised in Laurel, Mississippi, amid modest beginnings, Portis honed his explosive speed and power before electrifying crowds at the University of Miami. Drafted in the second round by the Denver Broncos in 2002, he quickly proved his worth, trading to Washington in a blockbuster deal that made him one of the league's marquee backs. His style, combining bruising hits with flashy celebrations and alter egos like Southeast Jerome or Dollar Bill, captivated fans, leading to Pro Bowl appearances and memorable seasons. Yet even during his peak with Washington, whispers of off-field extravagance began as Portis indulged in custom outfits, luxury homes, and a circle of acquaintances who benefited from his generosity, setting the stage for vulnerabilities that would later exploit him. The key issues unraveling Portis' stability emerged post-retirement, rooted in a blind faith in advisors who steered him into disastrous investments. He poured resources into ventures like a casino project and entertainment deals that promised stability but delivered only losses, often orchestrated by people he considered friends. This naivety peaked when he discovered massive sums had vanished, pushing him to the brink of despair. He later confessed, contemplating drastic revenge against those who scammed him, a dark moment that highlighted the emotional toll of betrayal. His advice to young athletes now reflects the hard lessons he learned about money management.
What advice would you give like some of these college athletes that are looking to capitalize on their NIL?
Save it. You got to get an appreciation for money. Figure out the value in that dollar and what it took for you to get it, because we so easily give it away or spend it.
Legal entanglements compounded the chaos as involvement in a scheme defrauding the NFL's health reimbursement program led to federal charges, a guilty plea, and time served, draining whatever reserves remained through fines and attorneys. Child support and domestic obligations added layers of strain. In recent years, Portis has channeled his experiences into advocacy, speaking on the pitfalls of financial mismanagement while pursuing roles in broadcasting to rebuild. Yet the shadows of his past linger, forcing a life of caution, far removed from the spotlight he once commanded. Portis was scammed by fake friends, but this next cornerback's downfall came from simply not planning for life after football. McAlister. Going from Super Bowl champion to living with your parents because you can't afford child support payments is a fall that seems almost impossible, yet it happened in just a few short years. McAlister's story is a stark reminder of how fleeting prosperity can be, where a cornerback renowned for locking down receivers met his match in unchecked habits and life transitions that stripped away his foundations. Born in Pasadena, California, McAlister grew up navigating challenges that built his tenacity, excelling before starring at the University of Arizona, where his length, speed, and instincts made him a shutdown artist. Selected in the first round by the Baltimore Ravens in 1999, he became a pillar of their fearsome defense, contributing to a Super Bowl triumph in his second year with timely plays and a swagger that intimidated opponents. His prime years shone with Pro Bowl honors as he shadowed elite wideouts, deflected passes with ease, and embodied the Ravens' gritty ethos. However, subtle signs of excess appeared, from lavish purchases to a nightlife that hinted at a disregard required for long-term planning, issues that would balloon once the structure of the game vanished. The core problems dismantling McAlister's security surfaced alarmingly fast after his release from the Ravens and a brief injury-plagued stop with the New Orleans Saints. He dove into unwise bets and investments without thorough vetting, trusting instincts that served him on the field but failed in the real world, leading to rapid depletion of resources. Family dynamics added pressure as obligations from relationships, including substantial child support for his children, clashed with unemployment, forcing him into humbling circumstances like residing with family to make ends meet. Legal filings exposed the depth of his struggles as he sought relief from burdensome payments, admitting a lack of steady work since hanging up his cleats. This swift descent shocked many, given his reputation as a savvy defender, but it highlighted a common trap, failing to adapt from the adrenaline of Sundays to the mundane realities of retirement, where isolation and bad advice can erode even the sturdiest legacies. Today, McAlister has found purpose in mentoring and community ties, occasionally appearing at events tied to his alma mater or former teams, sharing insights on perseverance and the game's mental demands. Yet the echoes of his financial woes persist, shaping a quieter existence that contrasts sharply with his dominant past. McAlister lost everything through poor planning, while this next Hall of Fame receiver's ego and conflicts destroyed his financial security. Terrell Owens. Feuding with every quarterback you play with might showcase your competitive fire, but when it costs you contracts and endorsements, that fire becomes your financial funeral pyre. Terrell Owens' path in the NFL is a riveting chronicle of extraordinary athleticism intertwined with self-destructive tendencies, where a wide receiver who redefined showmanship on the field ultimately isolated himself through conflicts and poor foresight. Growing up in Alexander City, Alabama, in a challenging environment marked by absent parents and reliance on his grandmother, Owens channeled his energy into sports, excelling before focusing on football at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. His blend of size, speed, and hands caught the eye of scouts, landing him a third-round draft pick by the San Francisco 49ers in 1996. There, he blossomed into a star, but his penchant for dramatic celebrations, like Sharpie signing footballs or pom-pom dances, began hinting at an ego that craved the spotlight, often at the expense of team harmony. As Owens' career progressed through teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, and Cincinnati Bengals, his on-field brilliance, marked by acrobatic catches and record-setting seasons, clashed with off-field turmoil that eroded his stability. Public feuds with coaches, quarterbacks like Donovan McNabb and Tony Romo, and management turned him into a polarizing figure, leading to abrupt releases and lost opportunities for long-term contracts. He thrived on controversy, using media to air grievances, but this alienated potential allies and endorsements, shrinking his network when he needed it most. Financial missteps amplified the damage, as trusting dubious advisors funneled money into failed ventures like real estate flips and entertainment projects, while his lavish lifestyle, complete with multiple homes and luxury vehicles, outpaced his planning for life after football. Relationships added complexity with multiple children from various partners, bringing ongoing support disputes, and his high-profile persona masked deeper vulnerabilities, including battles with depression that he later revealed in candid interviews. Post-retirement, Owens attempted comebacks in lesser leagues like the Indoor Football League and even flirted with boxing exhibitions, but these ventures yielded little beyond fleeting attention as lingering debts from lawsuits, taxes, and poor investments mounted. He's spoken openly about the regret of not heeding advice on humility and savings, now channeling his experiences into motivational speaking and fitness training, roles that offer purpose but scant resources to rebuild fully. Owens destroyed his career through ego, but this final player's single moment of recklessness ended everything in an instant. Henry Ruggs III. Running a 4.3-second 40-yard dash makes you one of the fastest players in the NFL, but when you're driving drunk at over 150 miles per hour, that speed becomes a deadly weapon. Henry Ruggs III's brief but explosive NFL tenure serves as a tragic emblem of potential squandered in an instant, where a wide receiver's blazing speed on the turf gave way to a catastrophic off-field decision that not only ended his career but plunged him into enduring legal and financial turmoil. Hailing from Montgomery, Alabama, Ruggs grew up in a close-knit family, discovering his track star velocity early before committing to the University of Alabama. Under Nick Saban, he became a key weapon in the Crimson Tide's offense, using his sub 4.3-second 40-yard dash to stretch fields and contribute to national championships, traits that made him the first wide receiver selected in the 2020 draft by the Las Vegas Raiders. His rookie flashes, including deep threats and jet sweeps, hinted at a future as a game changer, blending raw athleticism with a quiet demeanor that endeared him to teammates. Yet Ruggs' downfall downfall stemmed from a single, avoidable act of impulsiveness that exposed a disregard for consequences, forever altering his trajectory and those around him. In the early hours of a November 2021 morning, while driving his Corvette at extreme speeds under the influence, he caused a fatal crash in Las Vegas, claiming the life of a young woman and her dog, an event that shocked the league and led to his immediate release from the Raiders. This not only voided the remainder of his lucrative rookie contract, but ignited a cascade of civil lawsuits from victims' families, draining assets through settlements and legal defenses. His remorse, expressed from behind bars, came far too late to undo the irreversible damage.
I sincerely apologize for not only being a part of that situation, but the fact that my face is always in the news. My face is always in the newspaper, so they have to constantly be reminded of the situation, be reminded of me, and see, those memories have to continue to rise. And I wish that they could meet the real Henry Ruggs and not one who was just running away from everything.
Sentenced to prison time in 2023, Ruggs' ongoing incarceration as of 2025 has severed any income streams, with early release possibilities hinging on behavior, but the stigma and financial obligations, including restitution and lost endorsements, ensure a long road ahead. The key issue remains the impulsive choice that erased opportunities, serving as a stark warning on how one moment of poor judgment can dismantle a life built on promise, leaving behind regret and a quest for redemption from behind bars. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, keep the adventure alive by clicking on one of the suggested videos on your screen right now for more amazing content.